Good morning, everyone. This is Brad Matheny again. We are going over the SPY trading action today. Remember, I drew these related to my SPY cycle patterns, which are right here. You can see them in action, playing out. When I did the first video, I was so wrapped up in everything going on, I forgot that this crush pattern was a holiday, Juneteenth holiday, new federal holiday. And so it kind of carried over into this 20th. And now we're moving into a top resistance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you by modifying these levels, if I can. See if I can grab them combined. Yeah, looks like I can. So I will get rid of this one and try to grab this. And shift them to the left because we have a holiday that I negated. There we go. So where we're at with this, ladies and gentlemen, is a new opportunity related to the crush pattern. So the crush pattern carried over a little bit yesterday. Now remember, the crush pattern was likely to be a very large downward trending bar. So let me drag this over here, get this out of the way, and shrink this up a little bit so you can see. So this crush pattern was going to be a potentially very large downward trending bar. And then we moved into this gap potential. Remember, like I told you, I try to read these as like sentences or paragraphs. So, when we look here, gap breakaway on Monday, which was here, is beautiful. Then we had our Harami inside bar here, which was almost a perfect setup. Didn't quite relate to a Harami inside bar. Then we had the crush pattern on Wednesday, which was the holiday, which was a pretty large downward trending bar. We didn't have that crush pattern set up because it was a holiday. We went into Thursday, which was a gap potential. And I warned my subscribers that there would likely be a carryover crush because of the holiday. Even though futures were trading, they were very light and very flat that day. So this is again for the SPY. So we had that downward trend. We had the gap you can see way up here. So we did have that downward trending, and now we're looking at a top resistance, which means the SPY will likely move back up into the 548, 548.50 area, try to find some support. Now, I am looking for the SPY to possibly move down to the 541, 542 area, trying to find some support kind of in this area here. So when we look at where real support is, it's kind of in this area. And that means that we are likely going to maybe see the SPY move downward. Try to make this a little brighter. Move downward into this area looking for support. Now, you do also have to understand that we're in this channel. You can see this upward channel that we're moving through. So a downward move out here is potential into the 540 to 543 area around the 28th of June. And where we're at with this is then I think we're going to really start to accelerate to the upside. What I would be concerned with over the next day or so would be a breakdown of this level. So understand that. Try to get this level a bit right there. So a breakdown of that level, that line across this rejection area, this rejection area, this rejection area, and across here, that would be my big concern. So we're really looking today, we're looking at a breakdown of 544.75 roughly would be a big concern for me in the sense that we could end up down in the 541 to 542 level. So remember, we're looking at really, let's call it the 544.50 to 544.75 area as a potential breakdown. So how does that play out? Let's come down to hourly. And of course, resize. So where we're at with this is we're now getting a couple of anchor bars. You can see them here. Anchor bars bullish into yesterday's big rally phase. Sorry, that was the 17th. And then we see some anchor bars down here moving to the downside. So understand that, we do have this lower support level back over here, which aligns with my support right here. And I want you to be aware that that's going to be the 541 area. So where we're at today, I think, is we're going to see some upward movement and maybe a rollover. That's what this topping pattern is. This top resistance means that we are likely going to see some, let me show you, likely going to see some upward movement and then possibly a rollover back in trend. And then we will lead that into next week, which is an up, down, up in a counter trend mode, which could be a down, up, down, a base rally and trending, a breakaway in counter trend mode, a carryover, and then another crush, which again moves us into, and be aware, it moves us into this sideways potential bounce. So we're really looking at staying within this range here, guys, probably between 550 and 540 over the next week. Now we'll see if we get the breakdowns as I projected, but remember, we're going to see how this plays out, because I wanted to show you, again, sorry about all my drawing, I wanted to show you how the cycle patterns play out longer term. And the idea here is that I mapped out price, what I think would happen, and we'll see how it plays out along the next, 5-10 days. So we'll see. Ultimately, I think we're probably going to stay in this range for the next 5-6 days. And I'm trying to draw it here, so we'll probably stay somewhere within this range on average until we get out to the end of June, moving into early July, where we should get a decent breakaway. We could have a little rolling peak area in this area, a potential for a new high, but I think we're going to reject back downward and potentially try to move back off of that base into an upward trend. Okay, guys, so that's it for now. Let's see how it plays out. Talk to you guys later.